Hello there, this is Nigel Edwards at UK Hypnosis and Coaching. Thank you very much for looking at this video. If you haven't already confirmed your strategy call, which is free, then please do so through the link below. And if you have, then congratulations, you're a step closer to overcoming your anxieties and trauma. And I've got some great information to share with you right now about what to expect when we speak. Now, here's a few details about the strategy call. So first of all, we'll discuss a bit about you and the problem. How long have you been experiencing it for? What sort of things trigger it? What does it feel like for you? What's it preventing you from doing in life? And what will be life like when you overcome this issue? So it'll be interesting to talk around a bit about you so I can understand how I might start to arrange a program for helping you with this. It's good to know a few things about you. For instance, if you've ever been hypnotized before, what the experience was like for you on that. And obviously, there's quite a few questions that generally come up for clients to ask me. I'll just run through one or two of those right now to help you. So first of all, common question, am I going to take control over your mind? And the answer is most definitely no. In fact, as that issue is currently out of control in your mind at the moment, I'll show you how to take control back over that. There's some rescue techniques to use for immediate benefit. And with the suggestions and the hypnosis program, it helps to kind of rewire your brain so that you can think and respond differently. People ask, can I get stuck in hypnosis? And the answer to that is definitely no. We all actually go in and out of trances all the time. It's a natural state of mind. And this allows you to use your imagination, which triggers effects in your body. And those visualizations of things can be very, very powerful to help make changes in the wiring in your brain. Let's say, for instance, if you're watching a scary film, your body actually feels scared. You can feel nervous tension on the edge of your seat as you're watching the film, but you do know that it's actors and actresses out there, or it was that rubber shark in that film, but you still felt scared. So your brain is interpreting the information coming into it through your eyes. Now, imagination works in the same way, and a lot of people's problems are that they are playing this film in their mind, which is causing them to feel bad because the body doesn't know the difference between watching a film, using imagination, or a real life threat that's out there. So it's a natural state of mind to be in and out of trance states. People that drive cars will often report that, gosh, I can't remember the last 10 minutes of that particular journey. And that's called a driving trance. Your unconscious mind is taking over the driving because it's a habit. You've developed that skill to be able to navigate along whilst you're thinking about all sorts of other things. But your mind will then come back to the conscious awareness when the traffic conditions change, usually. So that's a natural state to be in. Now, if there's ever an emergency situation that comes up, if you're in hypnosis, you'd be able to be aware of it and deal with it without any issue at all. It's just like if you were actually asleep at night and an alarm went off, your unconscious mind is always listening and it will always bring you to your awareness. So it's a natural state of mind and perfectly safe and easy to use. People say, can I be hypnotized if I've got a strong mind? Well, actually, everybody can and is regularly in this form of trance or hypnosis. And yes, you can actually resist it. You have to be collaborating. We have to be collaborating. So I can't force it upon you, but you just have to really allow yourself to relax. And I do use a mixture of NLP and EFT techniques, conversational hypnosis, which is waking state, so that everybody can be catered for. And by and large, people do relax and enjoy the process. If somebody's a bit fidgety, can they pop out of hypnosis? And the answer usually is that by if you've got a scratch, an itch that you need to scratch, then that just allows you to relax that much more deeply. So yes, people can move around and get more comfortable. It doesn't necessarily affect the state of hypnosis. It's not all about depth of hypnosis. It's about the techniques that are used, and it's the getting to your unconscious mind through various means that we have. And so people ask, what does hypnosis feel like? Generally, there is a mixture of feelings that people will report, and I do this a lot myself. I go into hypnosis with other people as well as practicing it. So the experience generally is that you might feel like you're in a bit of a daydream kind of feeling. You know, when somebody says penny for your thoughts and you're off somewhere else, it's that kind of feeling. You might feel light and floating, which is a very pleasant sensation. You'll also feel that relaxation. So you feel heavy in your chair, supported and really relaxed. That's a brilliant feeling. There's also this other experience where people will report you're just sitting in a chair and I'm talking to you, which is also absolutely fine. That's absolutely part of the general experience. As I said, hypnosis can be effective in or out of trance. It doesn't have to be with a trance state. Will you remember much from the session? Yes, you will remember about as much as you do from an average conversation. So you don't go into a dark hole place where you don't remember anything. You will be aware of a lot of what's going on, and there's no memories taken away from this. So it's kind of like you've been treading a pathway, a particular pathway through maybe a short forest, and your problem has led you down that track over and over and over, and that track is really there, obvious, and that's your default track. So in your mind, you have these neural pathways, and that's representing your issue, your habit, your default way of thinking. Now, if you were to be shown that there's a new, much nicer track through that forest, and you take a couple of routes through it, first of all, just to establish it, that's establishing the neural pathway in your mind. And then after a while, if we put some stop signs up at the old pathway, so you don't go down that one by accident anymore, and the new pathway, the much nicer pathway, is your new default way of thinking. So whatever triggers you, you will now go down the right path to feel better, to think better, to be better, and enjoy life and happiness away from what it was that you used to experience. So that's another little example of how that works. I may use some guided imagery, some timeline work where we go into the past, maybe some regression. Parts therapy, which are resources. There's sub-personalities in everybody. And it's getting the right part of you to be responsive at the right time. For instance, if you are making an important speech or doing an important interview, you'd like to have the most confident and supportive, controlled, confident part come to the surface when you're in there. So there's a way and a means of getting the right part of you in place. That's all part of the process. So my techniques are regularly being updated. I continue with my training all the time. And there are lots of studies around for things like brain scan imagery of the results of people having experiences in hypnosis. So this is an evidence-based form of hypnosis. And as I mentioned before, I use NLP and EFT techniques to blend and structure a program to suit you best. And people will often ask, how many sessions will it take? And that's one of the great purposes of the strategy call, is to get to know you. You know, for instance, if you had a car that needed a service or some work done to it, you're unlikely to get a decent quote over the phone. They need to actually see it to be able to work out what's likely to be the problem. And obviously you have to explain a little bit to me so that I can work out roughly where the problem is, and from experience work out what sort of program would suit you best as an individual. Now, there are other resources out there that are kind of just reading script at people and hoping for the best to make some results. But my structured programs are very much tailored to you as an individual. And my experience and my updated training all the time allows me to adapt and change to suit you. So during the course of a program, I would invite you to give me some feedback so I know how things are going for you. During a program, I'll obviously be showing you some rescue techniques to immediately take control back from that old way of thinking. And you blend all of these things to get the best possible result for you. Typically towards the end of the sessions, I'll also teach you self-hypnosis. So you can become able to continue that good work yourself, and we're never the finished product. We can always improve and react differently to new challenges and situations that come up. So self-hypnosis is a great way forward for that. So that's taught so that you are not you're not stuck with having to go through long-winded forms of therapy to overcome things. And that's I think about it. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover there. Thank you very much indeed for watching this video all the way through. There may be other questions that you'll have, which we can cover in your strategy call, but I very much look forward to speaking with you. And so we can work out how you can overcome those limiting beliefs, traumas, and anxiety that's been holding you back. So thank you very much again. This is Nigel Edwards at UK Hypnosis and Coaching, and I very much look forward to speaking with you soon. Take care.